Okay. Dalila, can you confirm me that we are live?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody, officially welcome to the second event, United World of Poetry, starting here from Veles, Macedonia. And I'm happy to welcome you all, guys. I'm really happy to be here with you, especially with a few friends from the previous event and with many new faces, new poets from all around the world. I'm really happy to be here with poets from pretty much every continent. We have people from Europe, from Asia, from Africa, from South America, North America. We have people from Australia. So it's really exciting for me and probably for all of you that we're gonna have such a mixture of languages, of cultures, of poetry, and we are about to hear something incredible here. We are about to speak among each other through poetry. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for me, and I'm really excited to be here and to welcome you all. I would like to start this event with a little poem from Costa Racin. He's a famous poet in Macedonia. He's a, according to me, best poet, Macedonian poet, because he's really doing good, doing well, doing excellent with his words. He had a really tragic love story with a girl that never knew about his love, and I really love his work, and he was my favorite poet since I was a little kid. So because he's born in Veles, my town where I'm from, I would like to start this in his honor, this event with one of his poems. It's called Denovi. I will read this in Macedonian. Denovi. Како на вратот гердани, ниски камења студен. Така на плешки денови легнале, та натежнале. Денови ли се денови, аргатски маки големи. Тани си утре порано, дојди си вечер подоцна. Наутро радост понеси, навечер тага донеси. Ај пузда е. Пуст да би останал животот кучешки. Роди се човек, роб биди. Роди се човек, скот умри. Скотски цел живот работи за туги други имоти. За туги бели дворови копај си црни гробови. За себе само ргај си, за себе маки тргај си. Нижи си гердан денови, нижи си алки ковани, нижи си синџир железен. Околу вратот навезен. Okay, now we're officially starting, and I would like to announce the first participant for today. His name is Istenat Haddad from Australia. I would like to read a few sentences about him, and then I will invite him to read his poem first in his native language and then in English. So Istenat Haddad is a director and writer, having worked in the diverse field of theater, cinema, television, and ballet. He has written poetry and visual criticism, worked in television industry, and is a member of Arab Press in Iraq, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, Tunisia, and Saudi Arabia. He migrated to Australia in August 2005. Istenat is a member of WA Poets, a Writers Guild of Western Australia, Community TV, West TV Perth, Network Film Perth, and Wings Organization for Cross-Cultural Development. Today, he's going to read his poem, House of Reed. Istenat, you're on.
Istenat, please, if you can unmute yourself. Istenat. unmute yourself. ارفع الحظر عن صوتك استناد. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself استناد.
We cannot hear you, Istinat.
He can be unmuted by the host.
I tried.
No? Okay.
No, I tried.
Istinat, can you please press the mute button?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, thank you. You're on.
House of reeds. I have a house of reeds that sings with every billow of wind. Its roof is feathers and straw. Its ground is of goat's skin, and I also have a stove of clay. Its fire is my garden, and I feel like crying as I miss all those things. I will read in Arabic. هيا استقيمي أيتها الكرة وأنت أيها المستقيم تكور. حيوانات اللذة تركض خلف جياد مؤنثة من صلصال. كلما راقبت ظلي اتجهت إلى المساء. حفنة من السعادة ترشها غيوم العرائس تتطاير مثل الفراشات بعيني العازب النبات. النبات الذي تسلق نافذتي كان يقصد نافذتك المغلقة. بوسع النوافذ قلبي، بضيق هيجان البحر، برقة ساق عصفور ملتوية. الجياد نفسها حملته، الجياد نفسها أسقطته حلمي. تفاحة متى ينتهي التفاح ينتهي. لذلك أشارك في مسرة الجمال وتقليد الغيوم بالقبل. والآن انقرض الصيف، لا بحر في نهديك، لا نوافذ تطل على الشفتين. دخان الشتاء في المواقد ينحني على الكرة. شتاء ينتظر على المصاطب، خريف متقاعد، النسيم فعل الماضي. يتحرش البرتقال بالأجاص، أنت عديمة الفاكهة. ثريا طازجة، ذابل أصبعي في جسد الرخام. عينا الأرنب تنط في أدغالك الموحشة، لا مفر من المساء. الهدوء المرسوم في العربة هدوء فرس عانس. تيارات الإسفنج تقاوم صهيل الجبل. أنت تتوزعين على المائدة كما البيرة في انتشاء. لاحظي إننا توسلنا القمر كثيرا دون أن نجابه قبلة. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Igor.
Igor, unmute yourself. We don't hear.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. I'm sorry. Thank you, Istinat, for your beautiful poem.
So much.
Yes. We're about to go to our second participant for today. Her name is Marisol Bojores Godoy. She's a Colombian poet, painter, and literary translator. She has published 4 books of poetry. She's a winner of Italian Poetry Prize Fiori di Luce in 2020 in category of foreign poetry. She has participated in many international poetry festivals in Colombia and Europe. She's currently living in the United States and collaborates with poetry magazines promoting the work of many contemporary authors with her translations into Spanish language. Marisol, you're about to read the poem Time of Silence. You're on.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Igor, for having me here. I'm gonna read a poem inspired by the amazing novel of the Spanish writer Luis Martin Santos, Time of Silence. I'm gonna read first the Spanish version and then the English version. Tiempo de silencio. Temo despertar la luz, el lomo ennegrecido de la noche, la ausencia en mis pupilas, la luna profunda en el vacío del armario, la deformación de las sombras, el juicio postergado y el susurro de tus labios a mi oído. Temo el despertar de tus ojos bajo un cielo distinto, ajeno a todas las catástrofes. Time of silence. I'm afraid of waking up the light, the darkest side of the night, the abyss of my pupils, the lethargic moon in the void of the wardrobe, the distorted shadows, the delayed judgment, and your whispering lips in my ears. I fear the awakening of your eyes under different sky, oblivious to tragedy. Thank you very much.
Great poem, Marisol. Thank you very much. It's really heartwarming. Okay, now we go to our third participant. Her name is Lucila Trapazzo from Switzerland. Lucila is an Italian and Swiss poet living in Zurich, Switzerland. She has a degree in German literature in Rome, Italy, and master in film and video in Washington, D.C. Her activities range among poetry, theater, performances, installations, translations, and literary critiques. Her poems have been published in international anthologies and literary magazines and awarded numerous prizes. Featured in Poetry International festivals in Macedonia, Tunisia, Albania, Serbia, her works of art are shown in international exhibitions and festivals in UK, USA, France, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, and South America. So far, she has published 3 books of poetry, and she's a great author, and I'm sure that she will publish many more. Now we're gonna hear her with her poem, When You Want, If You Want, When You Want. Okay.
Thank you, Igor. Well done. I like very much to be here again. Thank you. I'm gonna read a poem that I wrote last month for a friend who's not there anymore. Où tu veux, si tu veux, quand tu veux. Si rincorrono i ricordi stanotte e si confondono. Nella foto in bianco e nero stai ridendo, alle tue spalle il mare e sei tu, senza tempo. Avevamo negli occhi le nuvole e uno squarcio di sole, tra i capelli l'illusione di vetro che il tempo fosse nostro. Avevamo la notte e il mare e un dolore vestito di blu e il rosso, carminio di risa e berretti e una rosa recisa in un vaso. Je te promets le ciel, cantavi di basso ai miei piedi ribelli. Io sono ancora corpo starnuto, sono fame, sono sete, sono ancora fonte, urgente, nostalgia di un divino. Spalanco i balconi alla notte e ti immagino luce. Ma ha davvero bisogno di un corpo, l'amore? C'è un ramo fiorito al centro della mano, all'incrocio delle linee del destino. Où tu veux, si tu veux, quand tu veux. Now I read it in English. When you want, if you want, where you want. Memories follow each other tonight, and they blend. In the black and white photo, you are laughing. At your back, the sea, and it's you, without time. We had clouds in our eyes and a shard of sun. Oh, in our hair, the illusion made of glass that time was ours. We had the night and the sea and the grief. dressed in blue, and the carmine red of loves and caps, and the rose in a vase. Je te promets le ciel, you sang to my rebel feet. I am still body, sneeze, I'm hunger and thirst, I'm still fountain and urgent longing for a divine. I open wide the balcony to the night, and I think of you as light. Is it really necessary a body to love? There is a branch blossoming in the center of my hand, at the crossing of the line of fate. Où tu veux, si tu veux, quand tu veux. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Lucila, for your participation today. And I wish you all the best in your event that you're about to start now. So we're going to our next participant. Her name is Eliana Stendardo from Italy. She's a writer, poet, and editor of books and articles, member of reading panels in national literary prizes. She's an Italian translator for the book Nello Stesso Mare, poems by Italian and Tunisian authors. She's a winner of International Pushkin Prize in Italy in 2019. She's a member of Giuseppe Gioacchino Belli Academy in Rome 2018, Amartya Association, Naples 2019, Freights of Great Russia Association in Rome 2020, and Tevere Literary Saloon in Rome 2020. Tonight we're gonna hear her with her poem Falling. Eliana, you're on.
Thank you so much, Igor, for your invitation. And I'm going to read it in Italian first and then in English. I wrote this poem and other poems also after my father's death. So I am, it is important for me, this poem. Cadono, ali di angeli antichi, pezzi di pane croccante di forno, cadono e odorano di pioggia e terra bagnata. Lente cadono nel volo insensato che dura un po', filigranando malinconie. Danzano al ballo annuale incantato della stagione incerta, presaga di un inverno incipiente. Vite spezzate anzitempo, logorate dal cammino, come soldati al fronte cadono, prive di anima e vita, nel vortice di inerzia e ineluttabile gravità. E noi a guardare senza capire, a calpestare le foglie ormai cadute. Falling. Ancient angels' wings, bits of crispy oven bread, they're falling, and smell like rain and damp earth. Slow is their fall, in the senseless flight that lasts for a while, painting a melancholic filigrees. They are dancing at the enchanted annual ball of the uncertain season, omen of an incipient winter. Lives broken prematurely, worn out by the way, like soldiers at the front they're falling, soulless and dead, in the vortex of inertia and inescapable gravity. And we are watching without understanding and trampling on the fallen leaves. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eliana. Thank you. Great poem, I have to say. So now we're continuing further with our next participant. His name is Michael Rothenberg. He's coming from United States. He lives in Florida. He's co-founder of 100,000 Poets for Change. He's an editor and publisher at Big Bridge. He studied poetics at New College of California, studied at the University of North Carolina. He has published so far 25 books, and I have to say he's one of my favorite United States poets. Tonight we're gonna hear him with his poem Trumpeteers. Michael, you're on.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Sure, yes.
Thank you for having me again, appreciate it.
Yes.
The Trumpeters. Cowards in white sheets, the skinhead cops and racists, the religious working men and women who think a woman's place is in the kitchen and children are to be seen and not heard, and believe people of color are here in America as a privilege, not a right, who blame Obama for 9/11, but he wasn't even president then. The ones who say racism didn't exist in America until Obama, the blowhards, the trumpeters, the ones who will murder to be in the driver's seat of a big white capitalist car, who will never be in the driver's seat, will always be second-rate white people in the rich man's eye. They might as well be black for their marginalized existence in the grand scheme of the upper-class American power elite. But still they buy into the lie with their heads up the ass of the real oppressors, the powerful whites who will never share a piece of the pie with their middle class and working class poor white cousins who only see these ordinary folk, these regular people, as grist for the mill, unruly ignorance who they can use to help them build their oligarchic empires, the front line of their marching band, the trumpeters blowing the horn of oppression, blowing the horn of the white man's dream to rule the world, the white man's dream to carry guns in the street, free to murder kids in Sandy Hook, free to beat their wives and practice rape as a contact sport while they graduate from Stanford University with a big white degree, free to treat a woman as property like a piece of shit. These trumpeters, they blow and blow hard. The trumpeters, the 40%, maybe 50% of America who will sell their souls for the promise of ever elusive power. The good old Christians who spit in Christ's face and rape him on the cross. The ones that covet cruelty, the trumpeters, the patriotic trumpeters, the ones who think the USA is a page in an owner's manual, clear as day that they can own democracy, rig and twist justice and truth to their self-interested lies and aspirations that justice can be bought and sold as long as white people rule the world, the trumpeters, the ones who think the USA is a big fucking TV set as they slurp down their supersized cans of pharmaceutical sugar and poison, the trumpeters who mimic some hallmark illusion of the great white American way and lick the boots of a reality show star. The trumpeters, may they suffer the pain they wish on the poor, the weak, the abandoned, and rot in the hell of their own vanity, greed, envy, pride, lust, and sloth, and 10 more sins that are their legacy, the sins of the trumpeters. Oh, trumpeters, come on, blow, blow, blow your trumpets. Here comes your monster daddy. He comes to give you another script to read because you can't think for yourselves, and he will fuck you in the ass, and he will never kiss you, never ever be like you or with you. He will only bleed you and bleed you, fodder for his wars, fodder for his ecocidal factories, fodder for his machineries of deception. Yes, you will be his robot army because you are accepted only trumpeters, only soulless slaves at your very core. Behind your brassiness, you're only a procession of cowards, and you will follow and pronounce your Yahoo independence as you walk to your hate-filled grave. You will follow the goose step of the high boot and genocide. Get in line, proud trumpeters. The future is yours. There's a banquet waiting for you beyond the gates of Valhalla. Come on, you are the lucky ones, the entitled ones. Not only the desired guest for the feast, you are the feast itself. So bow down and open your collar. Your red-haired father is coming to devour you.
Whoa. Hey, Michael. I have to say, strong poetry, man, but I like it.
I told you to be, I warned you before.
Yeah, it's okay. So thank you for your participation. Thank you for your poetry. Thank you for sharing a lot of emotions here
Thank you
tonight.
for having me.
Yes. So we go further to our sixth participant for tonight. His name is Dang Tan, and he's coming from Vietnam. He's a notable bilingual poet, fiction writer, critique, essayist, and artist based in Vietnam. He was born in 1964 in Ha Long City, North Vietnam, and currently lives in Hanoi. As a typical figure of post-Doi Moi literature, he's also famous as the best humorist ever. Unfortunately, his works were considered harmful by the governmental publications organization. He's author of 8 books so far. He's gonna read his poem Transitional Season. Dank, your
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to read my poem from this book. It is recently published in the USI. It's a bilingual poetry book, and first I read it in Vietnamese language, and then I read it in English. Hẻm giao mùa. À ha, xuân qua hè tới rồi, nhõng nhẽo măng trong veo. Điệm trao cánh diều vàng, thuần phong bươn rộng, độc khắp ngực tơ mở bay. Ám ảnh ngày lửa dậy, bốc lên tung lộng thiên miền tâm thầm âm. Hốc ngã hòa hợp vũ chủ thiên, hoành gạt bạt hải lưu ba. Dậy dồn ngồn ngộn đầu đuôi trung thủy, cố bạc tụ lan, em ơi mùa tan. Tuyết hồng man bùn đọng sương mai, ban ngàn năm mường, đẻ đất đẻ nước, nảy mầm tình mưng bươn bà thủy hỏa đạo tặc, cục cặc đùn hơi cao nguyên khí bốc, hồn tiềm gió núi tiệm u sơn. Hồng hộc tại thiên, minh vang tỏa vàng lưu quang, hạ móc loan phượng tập đan sơn. Bùng tây ban cầm, lửa và gió sự sống về nơi hòa phong, đạo cong truyền đi lòng thẳng, băng băng vượt. Cạn mãi rồi cũng ướt, lượt lần trôi mãi thế này du. Hời bồng bế hòa giao cờ mau, thổi bay bụi trần đi, kệ kẻ bất nghỉ phỉ sức. Ngực tre vươn hè sấm vọng, giai thanh xây thành mỹ nhạc xanh. Lọt mành nổi cánh thiên hạ qua ơi, thổi màu gió bay khắp trời đụng gặp. Nắng gieo treo leo cột khói vô hình gợn tung. And now it's in English. Transitional season. As spring passes, summer arrives. Tender bamboo shoots back for purity. Golden cords hovering in breezes, blowing boisterously, giving haste to young chests when the winds die down. Obsessed with radiant days and flames that rise to heaven, resting inside heavy hearts, living one's hollow holes, becoming one with raindrops popping up the sky. The sea is made smooth, its waves left, beginning and ending, rising, their roots assembling, then overflowing over and over again. Oh, my dear, how the season thaws and softens with mildewing mud, dipping red into the snow. Stagnant morning dew made from when earth and fire were formed thousands of years ago. Love sprouts and blooms as fire and water rush by. Robber and thieves whisper words in the wind blowing from the highlands to the mountainside. Yellow lights are hung by pink flamingo birds, and the phoenixes descend onto the red mounds. Fire, wind, and light gather, and the guitars are heard. Tau curves and fought dry hearts cross, drying up only to become wet again. How perpetually life floats in lullabies, flags and banners blowing up dust, leaving the disloyal alone to their heart's content. in early summer as bamboo rises to tender beautifully useful chunks, notes falling into soup pots one by one, cooking themselves into the sky beyond, rustling high up into sunshine, throwing columns of invisible smoke up into the air and my mind. Thank you. That's all.
Excellent. Excellent, Don. Thank you for your participation. Thank you that you joined us here today. It's probably really late where you are. So I have to say, I'm really appreciate your effort to be here with us today.
Thank you.
We're going further. We're going further now with our next participant. His name is Yusef Komunyakaa from United States. Yusef Komunyaka's book of poetry includes Taboo, Dien Chai Dao, Neon Vernacular, for which he received the Pulitzer Prize, War Horses, Chameleon Couch, The Emperor of Water Clocks, Night Animals, the chapbook, and Everyday Mojo Songs of Earth, forthcoming from Farrar, Strauss, and Giroux in 2021, so next year. He currently teaches at New York University. He's going to present himself with a poem, A Visit to Inner Sanctum. Mr. Komunyakaa, you're on.
Thanks for inviting me here. It's wonderful to hear everyone. A Visit to Inner Sanctum. A poet stands on the steps of the great cathedral, wondering if he has been a coward in horrid times. He traveled east, north, south, and 7 directions of the west. When he first arrived on the other side of the sea, before he fell into the flung open arms of a long romance, the lemon trees were in bloom. After a year, poised on the rift of a purple haze, he forgot all the questions he brought with him. Couldn't he see the tear gas drifting over Ohio as Flower Turin danced to Jefferson Airplane? Will he ever write a sonnet dedicated to the memory of 4 girls dynamited and a Birmingham church, standing in the cathedral again, in the midst of what first calibrated his tongue, gold icons and hidden jaguars etched into the high beams. He remembers and a nation almost forgotten. He can't stop counting dead heroes who lived in his head. Sophia refrains that kept him alive in the country of clouds. Underneath the granite floor where he stands, loom stone buttresses of an ancient temple. When he was a boy, with his head bowed close to the scored floor, he could hear voices rising from below, their old lingua franca, binding with his. How could he forget? Outside the Institute of National Memory, he toasts the gods hiding between stanzas, the girl he left behind for enemy soldiers to rough up and frighten. She never stopped waiting for him, even after she lost herself in booze. Now he faces a rusty iron gate. Did she know someday he'd question her life till he held on a bone at the dull green door of an ice house where he stole his first kiss? To have laughed beside another sweetheart in a distant land, to have betrayed the soil of dispossession hidden under his fingernails. Suppose he pursued other, smaller passions, singing of night dew. The dead ones kept him almost earnest, tangoing with wives of despots, entranced by stolen light in his eyes and hair. He never wanted to believe a pinch of salt for a pinch of sugar is how the scales are balanced.
Great,
Thank you.
great, excellent. Thank you very much for your participation. It's really, I'm really honored to have you here with us. So we're about to present our 8th participant tonight. Her name is Mamta Sagar. She's coming from India. She's a noted Kannada poet, playwright, and translator from Bengaluru, India. She curates Kavya Sanjay, a community poetry event. Mamta has facilitated poetry and translations workshop internationally. She has published 5 poetry book collections, 4 plays, an anthology of academic and column writings. Mamta's creative works, those are Mamta's creative works. She has edited Beyond Barriers, a trilingual collection of Kannada and Slovenian poetry produced in collaboration with Center for Slovenian Literature. Her writings have appeared in many international journals and anthologies. For her translation, she's been awarded with Award of Translation in 2019. Presently, she's a professor of creative writing program and School of New Humanities and Design in the Institute of Art, Design and Technology in Bengaluru, India. Tonight, just for us, she's gonna read Once Upon a Time story. Mamta, you're on.
Thank you, Igor, for having me again. And it's so nice to listen to all other poets. Until now, it was so beautiful. And I know that it will be a wonderful session today. And this particular poem, I am, before coming to Macedonia, on my way, I was on a residency at Belgrade. So during that time, this poem was translated into Serbian, and we had a music band with which we had performed. So today what I'm doing is, I'll read the translation first in English, then perform or read Kannada with the Serbian translation as a background music for it. Now the English translation is by Chitra Panikar. Once upon a time story. The little one comes running, throws his arms around the neck, pleads, Amma, tell me a story, the story of your land, of forests, rains, rivers. Listen, it's all once upon a time, once upon a land, my land, Dharani Mandala, right at the center of the earth, where milk and jaggery are boiled to ginna, the sweet, poured on the palm and licked. The sacred cow in the stable cries Zamba. Outside, the rain poured incessantly. There was lightning too. Yes, there was lightning too, there in the child's eyes, between the story and the memory. There isn't much difference. The story may be little untrue. The memory of it may become untrue. This land, a she land, a land is not this land or that land. What do you mean? She is not to be dismissed as this or that. She'll scoop you up in an embrace, hold you closer to her, cuddle you. She'll feed you with fruits, the likes of fruits. There, the water will spring forth endlessly, elixir like, filling up holes, ridges, streams. In her rivers sparkle golden fish, like diamonds, precious stones. They are red and yellow, mixed with the blue, the fish in the boisterous play. The child's eyes are full of sleep. Is he dreaming? Between the story and the dream, there isn't much difference. Both are rooted in lies. Someone like her was what they waited for. Her hills and forests were axed, undone. With a tattoo of tar, they decked her up. The sun that kissed her hilly forehead is now a story. The sun's burning heat now hits the vortex, slits the head. The fragrance of her green, the coolness of her breeze, the freshness of her rivers, all that is now a memory. The little one turns over. Without listening, the land's memory tale falls asleep. Now I'm going to read the Kannada poem. ಒಂದು ಕತೆ. ಪುಟ್ಟ ಮಗ ಓಡಿ ಬಂದು ಕೊರಳ ಸುತ್ತ ಬಳಸಿ ಪೀಡಿಸುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಮ್ಮ, ನನಗೊಂದು ಕತೆ ಹೇಳು. ನಿನ್ನೂರ ಕತೆ, ಕಾಡು, ನದಿ, ಮಳೆಯ ಕತೆ. ಅದು ಒಂದಾನೊಂದು ಕಾಲದ ಒಂದಾನೊಂದು ಊರು, ನನ್ನೂರು ಧರಣಿ ಮಂಡಲ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಲು ಬೆಲ್ಲ ಕುದಿಸಿದ ಗಿನ್ನ ಅಂಗೈಲಿಟ್ಟು ನೆಕ್ಕಾಗ ಅಂಬಾಂದಿತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆಯ ಪುಣ್ಯಕೋಟಿ. ಹೊರಗೆ ಧಾರಾಕಾರ ಮಳೆ ಮಿಂಚಿತ್ತು, ಮಿಂಚಿತ್ತು ಪುಟ್ಟ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಕಥೆಗೂ ನೆನಪಿಗೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅಂತರವಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಥೆ ಸುಳ್ಳಿರಬಹುದು, ನೆನಪು ಸುಳ್ಳಾಗಬಹುದು. ಆ ಊರು ಅವಳು ಅಂತಿಂತವಳಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಂಥವಳೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಥವಳೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಎತ್ತಿ ಮುದ್ದಾಡುತ್ತಾಳೆ, ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಂಪಲು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಸುತ್ತಾಳೆ. ಚಿಮ್ಮುತ್ತದೆ ಜೀವ ಜಲ ನಿರಾತಂಕ ತುಂಬಿ ಹದಿ ಹಳ್ಳ ಕೊಳ್ಳ. ಅವಳ ನದಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿನ್ನದಂಥ ಮೀನು, ವಜ್ರ ವೈಡೂರ್ಯದ ಹೊಳಪು, ಕೆಂಪು ಹಳದಿ ನೀಲಿ ನೀರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆರೆತು ಆಡಿದ ಚಕ್ಕಂದ. ಕೂಸಿಗೀಗ ಕಣ್ಣ ತುಂಬಾ ನಿದ್ದೆ, ಕನಸು ಬೀಳುತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಕಥೆಗೂ ಕನಸಿಗೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಅಂತರವಿಲ್ಲ, ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ಮೂಲ. ಅವಳ ಗುಡ್ಡ ಕಡಿದು ಡಾಂಬರಿನ ಹಚ್ಚೆ ಹೊಯ್ದು ಸಿಂಗರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಗುಡ್ಡಗಳ ನೆತ್ತಿಗಿಳಿದು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಮುತ್ತಿಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದುದು ಈಗೊಂದು ಕತೆ. ಸುಡುವ ಬಿಸಿಲು, ಸುಡುವ ಬಿಸಿಲು ನೆತ್ತಿ ಸೀಳುವಾಗ ಅವಳ ಹಸಿರಿನ ಕಂಪು, ತಂಗಾಳಿಯ ತಂಪು, ನದಿಯ ನೀರಿನ ತೇವ ಈಗೊಂದು ನೆನಪು. ಪುಟ್ಟ ಮಗ ಮಗ್ಗುಲ ಬದಲಿಸುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದಾನೊಂದು ಕಾಲದ ನೆನಪಿನ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಕೇಳದೆಯೇ ಕೇಳದೆಯೇ ಮಲಗಿ ಮಲಗಿ ಬಿಡುತ್ತಾನೆ.
Great.
Of a face.
Thank you, Mamta.
A face of a female, a face she desired.
Thank you. Thank you for your participation and for your poem. I'm really honored to have you here again. You were part of the previous United World of Poetry, and I'm really happy that you could be here with us again. So we are going with our ninth participant, Ali Al-Ameri. He's a Palestinian, Jordanian poet and painter. He's editorial manager of Publishers Weekly Arabic magazine, published by Sharia Book Authority in United Arab Emirates. He participated in poetry festivals in Palestine, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Iraq, Syria, France, Spain, Costa Rica, Tunisia, and Kosovo. He published 3 poetry books, and many of his poems have been translated into English, German, Italian, Spanish, Macedonian, French, and Albanian language. He's a member of Jordanian Writers Association, Arab Writers Union, and Jordanian Press Association. Tonight, just for us, he's going to read the poem Woman. Ali, you're on.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be with in this gathering of the wonderful poets. I will read the woman. امرأة من شرق القلب تدق القمح على حجر وتغني عن برق يتدفق بين الموسيقى. امرأة في بيت قمري تنقش في الباب خطوط الحناء وتشعل عود بخور تحت الغيب وتفتح سر المعنى. امرأة تتمايل قدام المرآة وفي منتصف الليل تروح إلى جنتها الأولى فوق حرير النار تطير فراشات والمرأة تسكب ضوءا في الصلصال وترسم خطين على أرض الممشى. امرأة من شرق الروح ترفرف مثل صباح في أعلى التل وتدهن بالنسيان حصاة زرقاء وتمشي نحو الذكرى. امرأة في قلب الشرق تضيء الحب أمام الأقواس ويزهر في خاتمها حجر الياقوت وحين يميل الظل على لغة يتوهج في عينيها معنى المعنى. Thank you.
Yes, but in English?
In English, okay.
Okay.
Woman. A woman from east of the heart, grinding wheat on a stone, singing for a lightning flowing between the music. A woman in a lunar house, imposing lines of henna in the door, igniting a wood of incense under the unseen and opens the secret of meaning. A woman swaying in front of the mirror at midnight, traveling to her first paradise over the silk of the fire, butterflies hovering, the woman pouring a light into the clay and drawing 2 lines on the path. A woman from east of the spirit, fluttering like a morning on the hilltop, anointing blue people with oblivion and walking towards the remembers. A woman from the heart of East, lighting love before the arches, in her ring, the sapphire stone blossoms, and when the shadow bends over a language, the meaning of the meaning glows in her eyes.
Great, great, Ali. Wonderful
Thank
poem.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for your participation. Okay, we're going further with our 10th participant. Her name is Dalel Ghazaliel. She's from Tunisia. She's a Tunisian poet and writer, chief editor of electronic press named Charisma Press. Although her university studies is it's in biology, she loved writing. She has more than 22 national and international prizes in Morocco, Azerbaijan, India, etc. She has published so far novels for children in 4 languages, and currently she's preparing her poetry book. Tonight, she's gonna read the poem Take Me. Dalel?
Hello.
Dalel?
Yeah.
Yes, you're on.
Okay. So nice to meet you all. In Arabic language first. خذيني خذيني أحلق في أعالي السماء نحو البدر والنجوم الضياء. خذيني بأحزاني وأوجاعي ولا تتركيني طليق الهيام. خذيني فلقد تبعثرت آمال الطفولة ودعيني أسترجع مشاعر الماضي التي أنارها لي بدر الظلام. خذيني وابعثي مني نفحة حب إلى وطني بلد النشامة ومسقط الشهداء. فلم تعد تجدي نفعا أساليب الكلام مع العنف وآليات القتال. خذيني من هذا العالم المليء بالأحزان المسكون بالأوهام الحالم بالسلام. خذيني خذيني وضميني كأنني البدر وأنت السماء. Now take me. Take me to fly over the high sky, to the moon and the glittering stars. Take me with all my pains and hearts. Don't let me be a free lover. Take me as my childhood wish are scattered, and let me revoke the past feelings that the darkness moon lights. Take me and make of me a love with to my country, a country of marches fall. World star no longer works anymore with violence and killing style. Take me from this world, replete with pain, filled with illusion, dreaming of peace. Take me and hold me, as if I'm the moon, you are the sky. Thank you.
Thank you, Dalel. Wonderful poem, I have to say. And now we're in the middle of our event, so it's time to take a break from poetry and hear some music. So, but what is poetry without music, without sound? And for that reason, here with us is Aida Fatakova from Russia. She's born and raised in Russia. She's a philologist, member of a jury of contest of young poets. own voice. Since 2018, she's a doctor of philology and works in Udmurt State University. She plays all Russian folk instrument called krez. No matter krez is a Russian folk instrument, she's also playing other music on it. And just for us tonight, she's gonna play Bestolkovnaya Lyubov. Aida?
Um,
Yes, you're
hello,
on.
hello, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me and so my song.
Губы окаянные, думы потаенные, бестолковая любовь, головка забубенная, бестолковая любовь, головка забубенная. Все вы губы помните, все вы думы знаете, да чего ж вы домою сердце этим огорчаете? Да чего ж вы домою сердце этим огорчаете? Позову я голубя, позову я сизова, пошлю дроличики письмо, и мы начнем все с изнова. Пошлю дроличики письмо. zabubionaja.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Excellent, Aida.
Thank
I'm really happy to hear this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful music of yours. And I really have to say, as soon as I heard this song, it became one of my favorite Russian songs. And
Wow.
it really have a lot of other ones to compete with. So yeah, because I'm reading in comments that a lot of people are asking about the instrument. It's called krez. So krez is an old Russian instrument. It have really beautiful sound, and I just love that. So yes, we're continuing after this short break of music with Aida's beautiful sounds. We're continuing with our next participant, Dalila Yaoui. Dalila is an Italo-Moroccan poet and writer, works with ONU agencies in Rome. Her video lessons to learn Arabic are on Italian, Canadian, and Moroccan channels since 2019. She's the Secretary Assistant for Arab World in the World Poetry Movement. She has published 40 books as an author and co-author, poetry, novels, theater, short stories for children, etc. in 9 languages. Tonight, we're gonna hear her with A Merciful Destiny. Dalila, would you do
Yes.
us an honor?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Igor, for this great opportunity to share our emotions and our poems. Actually, it was my mistake. So my video lessons are online since 2010. So it's not 2019.
Okay,
It was
sorry.
my mistake.
Okay.
I sent the wrong biography. So today I will participate by reading a poem with the title Qadarun Rahim, Merciful Destiny. I will read it in Arabic, then in English. So, قدر الرحيم. قالوا أوقدي بليلك شموعا، أوقدي بليلك شموعا، من دون التوبة يأتيك الهاجر ضروعا، متبتلا متهجدا خشوعا. فاعتلي مرة، اعتلي مرة هودج النساء المنوعا، وعتقي لسقياه الجزع الجزوعا. عفوا يا عشيرتي، عفوا يا عشيرتي، لن أظل رحا قروعا، تسحق جوانحها لتحيي الجذوعا. قلبي، قلبي بوحدته صار قنوعا، لا يرجو ودا ولا رجوعا، ولا البوارى، ولا البوارى أن ينجب فروعا. هو القدر، هو القدر حن لبابي، فهل أملك وأمري إلا الخضوعا. هل نملك ألا نسخر للجموح الضلوعا، سراديب أسر أو بسطا نطوعا، أو مناسج غد، مناسج غد تحيك روابيا ونجوعا، ورموشا تطرف لفجر يرمي الطلوعا. هو القدر حن يا عشيرتي، هو القدر حن يا عشيرتي، وأرى حنينه ذاك مشروعا. أراه رحيما بنفس يسائلها الهوان الركوع. It was the Arabic version, so the original version, while the English one, Merciful Destiny. They said, light the candles hidden from the universe. Light the candles hidden from the universe of repentance at night. The one who left you will return in submission at night, giving up pleasure and praying with devotion. Sail sometimes in the relentless course of women and make the melancholy long-lasting. Dear tribe, I beg your pardon. I will not stay here in this dry and noisy mill that can no longer irrigate trees. My lonely heart has lost as much hope of returning or missing love as of seeing vulgar people appreciate or boast weak. Destiny is knocking at my door. What can I do if not totally surrender? It is easy for us not to bend to the fire from our guts. These dungeons, these bars, these looms where tents and hills are waved. Eyelashes quickly flatten into words and skyline, where the sun arises. Dear tribe, that's the merciful destiny. I think its mercy is just, for it is benevolent towards a soul who is compelled to kneel down, draw objection. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dalila. Beautiful poem.
Thank
Beautiful
you.
poem.
Thank you.
Yes. So we're going further with Christian Guttesen. Christian Guttesen was born in Denmark and then moved to Iceland. Guttesen's first book of poetry, Ghost, was published in 1995. Many more have followed, most recently Cuckoo Flowers in 2018. He was nominated for Icelandic Translation Prize in 2007 for his translation of the novel The Hill by Karl Frode Tiller. Guttesen's work has been translated into many languages, among them Albanian, Danish, French, Spanish, and Ukrainian. A selection of his poetry in English translation was published under the title Spoon Forks in 2018. Tonight we're going to hear him with his poem 3-4. Christian, you're on.
Yes, hello Igor, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Christian.
So wonderful to be with you. The title is 3-4, and this refers to the musical meter when each measure has 3 quarter note beats. Okay, so I will read it in Icelandic first. 3/4. Felum óminnið ylmjúku myrkrinu, lofum augunum að hvílast. Leitum orðana sem fljúga burt, veljum augnablikið frá eilífð. Öðlumst óttaleysi í bljúgri tilbeðslu, dreymum mennska drauma. Að okkur liðnum verður ekkert annað eftir en þeir. And so, in English, 3-4. Let us entrust the oblivion to the warm and subtle darkness. Allow our eyes to rest. Let us search for the words that fly away. Choose the moment from everlasting. Let us achieve fearlessness in humble worship. Dream human dreams. When we are gone, there will be nothing left but them. Thank you.
Excellent, Christian. Excellent. I really love your poetry.
Thanks.
Yes. So we're going more south from Iceland into Spain. We're going to hear Juan José Barcelo from Spain. He studied human and scientific sciences in universities of Barcelona, Balearic Islands, Madrid, and London. He is the author of numerous poetry books in Catalan and Italian. He develops a style characterized by surrealism and abstraction with references to a dreamlike and mythical world, spiritual and carnal, in search of revolutionary concept. So far, he has published 14 books. Juan, tonight, just for us, he's going to read The Atomic Spectra of Dead Waters. Juan, you're on.
Good evening, everybody. I am very happy to be with you together to give around the world our poetry and in our languages. And I read this poem that you say. First, I read in Catalan. Els espectres atòmics de les aigües mortes. Un principi d'indeterminació de vora el substrat. Una cavitat en la funció de les ones, o frena de la Terra en el desplaçament de la conseqüència. Errant i fugitiu, si el vent es propaga en el buit, els nòmades poden tornar. Matusalem tenies 87 anys, quan va engendrar jo soc. I encara va viure 782 anys més i va ser jo seré. Matusalem moria als 969 anys, assolit el grau de llibertat en un oscil·lador harmònic unidimensional. Now I read the poem in English, The Atomic Spectra of Dead Waters. A principle of indeterminacy devours the substrate. A cavity in the function of the waves, the earth offering in the displacement of consequence, drifting and fleeing. If the wind propagates into vacuum, nomads can return. Methuselah was 187 when he began I am, and he lived for 782 years more to become I will be. Methuselah died at the age of 969, having reached the level of freedom in one-dimensional harmonic oscillator. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan. I have to say, I really like your concept and what you're doing with the words there. So, really honored to have you here with us. We're continuing our program with Simone Iguanes from Malta. She's a poet, translator, and art strategist, funding consultant. She's author of Water, Fire, Earth, and I from 2005, Part Woman, Part Child from 2005, co-author of 7 poets, 4 days, and 1 book in 2009. Her work has been published in several anthologies and online. She has been translated into Arabic, English, Finnish, French, Hungarian, Italian, Russian, Turkish, Lithuanian, and Latvian. In 2007, she was recipient of Writer's Residency in International Writing Program. She has written at various international festivals and participated in various translation workshops. She graduated in law from the University of Malta and continued to follow studies in human sciences and language. Currently, she's an art executive for literature at Malta Council for Culture and Art and has served on the Maltese Language Council since its creation in 2005. For tonight, she's prepared her poem, Closure.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Tonight, I will be presenting a poem I wrote for the European project called Europe at Home. That is a project which presents an artistic perspective of Europe during the pandemic. I'll first read the poem in Maltese and then I'll read it in English. Eluq. Nistenna fit-twieqi, il-gallerija, it-terrazza, nissemma xej. Gdittazza niblaħħa f'nifs u nersaq qrib, nisimak tonfoħ. Ma nafx ħit għandi d-dar u miex jitmermru dil-bejta ċkejkna dal-kastell fortizza. Messaġġ. U ieħor, ħamiema tħulija bajda tarrex. Nista' nagħtiha isem, nista' nżomma jew. Ilma, ilma, sapun, ilma. Orok sew, qed nisimak nerġa' aħ. Żomm, kemm jagħmlu passi żewġ metri? Il-passi tiegħi u l-passi tiegħek mhumiex indaqs. Tiegħi maġla u tiegħi kalma lanqas. Dak leħnek kien 5 sekondi nistgħu għaddi sebbak int minnaħa mill-oħra jien nispellu lejja minn bejn ix-xquq il-qampina smajta tal-posta wassalli l-versi għadhom jikwu fuq l-adba u jgħid nitbaxxa neħodhom fidi kemm immisshom. Il-ġmiel tar-rażan. Nixteħtu niflu l-xulxin mill-bot. Kellimni erġa', nitajjar nibda nġem magħhom. Lilħna milsa mserħin mal-kodba fuq l-iskafef, jum wara jum niċċassa lejn it-travi nkellimhom ħadu l-ħajja, imtlew żebbuġ u l-arja u s-saqaf issa qalu sew. This is the English translation by Dr. Albert Gatt. Closure. I wait at the window, on the balcony, the terrace, all ears. Nope. If I downed this cuppa, came a little closer, I'd hear you exhale. Maybe the walls are crumbling in this house, this little lair, this castle garrison. A message. And another, a white dove, friendly, foraging. I could name her, keep her, or maybe not. Water, water, soap, water, scrub hard. Again, I hear you cough, cough. Hang on, 2 meters. How many steps is that? My stride and yours aren't the same length. Neither are mine and mine when I hurry, when I stroll. Was that your voice? Can we, for just 5 seconds, draw your finger along, you on one side, I on the other, spelling out exhaustion in the cracks? Doorbell, hear that? The postman, he brought me verses, still piping hot, on the threshold, and he's gone. I bend down, pick them up, just barely touching them. The splendor of restraint. We scrutinize each other from afar. Talk to me again. I might start a collection. Honeyed voices leaning against books on shelves. Day after day, I stare at the beams. I talk to them. They've come to life, laden with olives, and the air now and the ceiling are weighing down. Thank you.
Thank you, Simona. Excellent poem, excellent lyrics, excellent pictures presented in it. I'm really happy to have you here tonight with us, and really, I'm really honored. So we're continuing on with Antje Steen. Antje is a writer born in Germany, lives in Italy since more than 30 years, poet and visual artist. She's an author of 4 poetry books and many artistic installations. She studied at the Art Academy Brera in Milan. She's a part of international collective Poetry is My Passion. She's editing International Poetry Voice Milan, One Voice, 1,000 of Languages, or the poetry magazine Tam Tam Boom Boom. In 2019, joined the international poetic movement Realismo Terminale, founded by Guido Oldani. Tonight, we're gonna hear her with the poem Changing. Antje, are you here?
Yes, Thank you so much. It's so great
Thank
to
you
be
for-
with all of you. I feel so good having all the people from all over the world with these wonderful voices. So I'm in Milan, I'm living in Milan, and we are a little bit the center of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we have been under lockdown for 3 months. And now slowly it's opening up, but the people keep their personal lockdown. So it's so great. I feel really wonderful. I will read you one of my COVID poems, so a little bit dramatic. First in German. Umsteigen, entgleist auf den Schienen der Biologie, medial überhitzt, Angst stinkend wie verbrannte Benz-Belege, unmerklich kriecht es die Atemwege hinunter. Und wieder eine Leerstelle in irgendeiner Wohnung, gestikuliert abgezerrt der Irrsinn der Einsamkeit. Kerben fallen durch zugeknöpfte Fensterläden wie Silberfischlein aus Büchern. Vergangenes Leben, säuberlich gefaltet, hockt am Boden. Changing, derailed on the tracks of biology, overheated by media fever, fears stink like burnt brake pads, imperceptibly gliding down the respiratory tract. In the void, inside a house, inside scrawny loneliness, gesticulates. Notches fall through buttoned shutters like silverfish from books. Past life, carefully folded, is squatting on the floor. Thank you.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, Antje. It's really a pleasure to hear your poems. We're continuing with my friend from United States, Craig Chury. He's from coal mining region of Northeast Pennsylvania, and he's author of more than 20 books of poetry. He's a 2020-21 Fulbright Scholar to Chile. Craig was awarded laureate of 2011 International Albanian Poetry Festival. And in the following year, he received prestigious Lamont Berling Scholarship for Artists. In 2018, Craig toured Balkans, giving poetry readings in Albania, Macedonia, and Kosovo through PEN Albania, of which he was awarded an honorary membership. In 2019, Craig was honored with Alexander the Great Gold Medal for Letters and Arts through UNESCO in Selimina Island in Greece, and Daphne Lifetime Achievement Award in Oila, Italy. His most recent book is Postcards and Ancient Texts. Tonight, we're gonna hear him with Postmark Italy. Craig, you're on.
Thank you, Igor. Brothers and sisters. Postmark Italy, Soncino, 2019, Eno Bar. The fish are doing their egg and sperm thing in the canal, and the air smells like lunch, slathered with rosemary garlic oil and mowed grass. There was a time when the distance between bait and sushi was disturbing, but I've gotten better, like poetry, throwing my line where it doesn't belong, and easy does it. I take a nap. The rabbits guarding the castle wall know this, hopping down to the canal for a drink. The dead one in particular, who's just been lying there. Only time knows what goes on inside any of us. The fog's thick for about a week, and we're hungry for what we can't see. Like poetry, we'll eat anything we can get our hands on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank all of you.
Excellent. Now we're continuing with our next participant, Marshall Lee. Marshall, his name is Lee Peng-hang, also known as Marshall, is a student at the University of California, Berkeley. He's a Stanford assistant and a member of Chinese Poetry Institute. He spends most of his time in Beijing, China, and moved to California, the United States in 2019. He began writing poetry since 8 years old and published his collections of poem in Chinese when he was 15. Tonight we're gonna hear him with the poem Taste of Home. Marshall?
Yes, thank you so much for this warm introduction. And I will read my poem first in Chinese Mandarin, and then I'll read that in English. Okay. 家乡的味觉，月光被星夜细细地筛过，洒在空旷的平原中间。远方，舒展成井里的绳子，在记忆中曲水浇灌。来回的风，不停揉着，使劲拍打苍茫的黑夜，比家乡的灶台更宽。行人贴着路灯金黄的碗形溜走，怕在他乡烫伤了什么。你说乡愁像闪电，我说乡愁像芝麻，落上舌尖薄薄的味觉。古老的味蕾在那一刻激醒。落日上下扫着，搜刮牙痛的角落。而寒鸦飞过，我月亮形的胃和天空关于鸟类的寂寞对称。升起的那个图腾，一边点着香油，一边抹着泪。我说：“奶奶，想吃您烙的馅儿饼了。” And now is the English version of that, The Taste of Home. The moonlight has been sipped by the starry night, shedding over the center of plain wilderness. Remoteness is stretching to the pulley rope in a well, drawing water from reminiscence. Oscillating winds keep kneading and flapping hard. The west dark night is wider than the kitchen stove at home. Pedestrians treat along the golden bowl shape of a streetlight and sneak away, afraid of being scalded in a foreign land. You say nostalgia is lightning, and I say nostalgia is sesame seeds, falling thinly at the tip of one's tongue. Ancient taste buds are wakened at this very moment. The setting sun sweeps up and down, searching for the corners of a toothache. And jackdaws fly over my moon-shaped stomach and the sky, forming symmetrically to the avian loneliness. The rising totem tips itself in the sesame oil while wiping tears. I say, Grandma, how I wish to eat the meat pie you fried.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Excellent, excellent, Marshall. It's really emotional.
Thank you.
It's really emotional. I have to say I'm really honored to have you here with us, and I'm hoping that we're gonna continue talking through poetry among each other like this.
For sure. Yes, I think poetry is an important means of communication. Yes.
Of course. We're continuing with our next participant, Nicolas Antonioli from Argentina. He's a writer, editor, and cultural manager, director and founder of La Juntada International Festival of Young Poetry based in Buenos Aires. Owner, publisher of Baldios and En La Lingua, and host of his own radio program specialized in literature and current affairs. He has published 7 books of poetry. He has 5 other unpublished books. He has been included in several poetry anthologies in Argentina, Mexico, Cuba, Colombia, Bolivia, Honduras, and Spain. He has participated in 28 International Poetry Festival of Medellin, Colombia in 2018. He obtained the Arbol Binational Poetry Contest Award, Argentine-Bolivian, from the Ministry of Culture of the Presidency of the Argentina Nation and Ministry of Culture of the state Cochabamba, Bolivia in 2014. His work has been translated in Quechua, English, and German. Tonight, we're going to hear him with his poem number 19. He's going to read in his native language, and I'm going to read the English translation. So, Nicholas, you're on.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Igor, for the invitation to share poetry. I will read next the poem number 19 in Spanish. Igor will accompany with the English translation by Julia Melissa Rivas Hernández. 19. Es un buen número la superstición. Escribo en Jujuy a orillas del Río Grande, siendo las 11 horas del día menos pensado, sin saber de lo que hablo cuando digo que los testigos de todo dolor morirían en el absurdo e impensable ejercicio de saber que aún no hemos escrito, aún no hay libro de promesas, no hay humanidad, aún no hay lectura crítica ni nación, nada está terminado aún, ni nació un Tolstoy en el altiplano, ni tanto ni tampoco. Se diría que la literatura está en su etapa larvaria. Por contraposición, toda aproximación es ficción o mentira sobre la mentira sobre la mentira. La locura es la maníaca compulsión de decir la verdad oculta de las cosas ocultas. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent, Nicholas. And here is the English translation, number 19. Superstition is a good number. I write this in Jujuá by the Rio Grande at 11 hours in the morning of at least expected day, without knowing what I'm talking about when I say that the witness of all pain are about to die in the absurd and unthinkable exercise of knowing that we do not written yet. There is no even a book of promises. There is not humanity. Still, there is not critical reading of or a nation. Nothing is finished yet. Neither a Tolstoy has born at the highlands, neither more nor less. One can say that literatarium is at his larval stage. In contraposition, any approximation is a fiction or a lie about a lie about a lie. Madness is a maniac compulsion of telling the hidden truth about hidden things. Excellent poem, Nicholas. I'm really proud that I had opportunity to read this. Excellent, great,
Thank
great.
you,
Thank
Igor.
you. I'm honored.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
honored. So we are closing. We are close to the end. So we are now gonna invite our friend from Macedonia, Hristo Petreski. He's a famous writer, born and live in Skopje, owner of publishing house Phoenix. He has more than 50 books published. He has awarded with almost 20 awards, many national awards like Kochoradze, Naco Shopov, and many international awards like Ivo Andrić from Serbia, Gogol from Ukraine, Christian Lopero from Croatia, Naim Frashieri from Albania. He's a president of the Assembly of Macedonian Writers Association and member of Serbian Writers Association. We're gonna hear him with the poem, I Want to Breathe. He's gonna read first in Macedonian version, and I'm gonna read the English version. Hristo, you're on. Hristo, please unmute your microphone. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Učam da dišem. Učam da plivam. Učam da gledam. Učam da zboruvam. Učam da molčam. Učam da spijam. Učam da dišem. Što zboruvat dve lica koga će se sretnat i nemat što da si kažat? Osvem da si rečat zdravo, zdravo, kako si, dobro sum, što praviš, ništo, kade odiš, nikade. Prevod od makedonski na anglijski jazik, Mersiha Ismailovska, a pesmeta na anglijski jazik je pročita Igor Krajčev. Благодарам.
Thank you, Christo. So the poem is called Learning to Breathe. Learning to swim, learning to see, learning to speak, learning to be silent, learning to sleep, learning to breathe. What do persons speak when they meet each other and they don't have anything to say except to say, hello, hello, how are you? I'm fine. What are you doing? Nothing. Where are you going? Nowhere. That's it. Thank you, Christo, for your participation. And the last participant for today is, of course, me. So I think that I have to, announce myself somehow. So my name is Igor Krajčev. I'm born in Macedonia. I live here. I work as a director of the Veles Library here in Veles. I've published 5 books, 3 poetry books, 2 novels. I'm working on my my last unpublished poetry book. I have many promotions around the world, in Vienna, in Toronto, in New York, London, Korčula. I've been presented in many anthologies of Macedonian poetry. I've been awarded with many prizes, but I don't want to, speak about it. So what I'm proud of is my last project, that is United World of Poetry. I'm really proud of these gatherings where we can sit all together and share our thoughts in different languages, and still we can understand each other through the wisdom, through the music of our poetry. Tonight, just for you, I'm gonna read my poem Molitva, prayer. I'm gonna read first in Macedonian and then in English. Molitva. Овој свет е полош од сите останати, а во себе крие многу такви. Се срамам од мракот кој ползи под нашите нозе. Се плашам од плачот на светците кога горат и од погледот на децата кога немам одговор. Овој свет е полош од сите останати и силно се молам за избавување. Се молам за дожд кој ќе ги оттргне сите прашинки од нашите боголики тела, и пак страв ме обзема дали потоа ќе знаеме да останеме чисти. Овој свет е најлош од сите останати. Затоа, кога очајно молиш за вода, треба да си сигурен дека потоа ќе можеш да се измиеш во неа. Prayer. This world is worse than all others, and I hide in me many alike. I feel ashamed from darkness that crawls under our feet. I'm afraid of the cry of burning saints and from children looks when I have no answer. This world is worse than all others, and I strongly pray for redemption. I pray for rain that will remove all specks from our godlike bodies. And again, fear overtakes me if we can remain clean then. This world is worse than all others. Therefore, when you desperately pray for water, you should be certain that then you'll be able to wash yourself with it. Thank you. I saw that we have guests here, so I would like to call our guests if they want to read something for us. I saw that Alison Hedge-Coke is here with us. Alison, are you read it? Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, you're welcome. The
Thank
official
you.
part is over, so yes, if you want, yeah, the mic is open.
Okay, great. I'll read the dove.
Cool.
A dove must have died here. Hurled feathers swirl in sidewalk joints, gray on gray. A seizure of wind sends them spiraling, like lace curtains plastered onto building brick. Back toward the Amtrak in Albany. The open window haunted trainloads for decades. The faces steamed into glass from passengers peering so close their live breath left despair and dreams. Their faces robbed of peace and stretched by desperation. Displaced and discarded faces, longing. On the same 50-year-old 40s train I rode here on. A moment ago, a blind lady entered the intersection to my left saying, "Trap birds they are. Why can't they just use buzzers like in Watertown? The signals sound like trap birds." I feel myself fighting every day, straining to remain feathered. Gently, I lift my shoulders, elbows invert, wings tapered down. My face hardens and beat pelts. My toes grow long and claw over the sidewalk lines and cracks, glimpsing here underneath this city swirling. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you too. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of guests here. So if anyone wants to ask questions to our participants, he can do so. I'm not hearing anyone. Okay.
Thank you so much, Igor, and thank you all friends. You are wonderful poets. Thank you, and hope see you another time.
Yes, thank you all for your participation. I'm really honored to have you here tonight with us. I'm really happy that we can do this over and over and over again. And this coronavirus, this lockdown that we are under, gives us more opportunities to gather, to discuss, and to share our poetry and our words. I'm really happy that we have this opportunity now, and I'm really hoping that this not gonna stop when Corona is over. That we're gonna continue this way of gathering and sharing our emotions, our poetry, and understanding each other. And I'm really hoping that with these things, not just like this, but other ways of communicating will continue way over when this Corona is over. So
thank you for having us, for organizing it. Thank you for organizing it, going through that work.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Igor, I would like to say that it's beautiful, and I'm coming for the second time, and such new voices, such diverse voices, diverse themes, you know. And one thing I observed was everything was so kind of sensitive to what's happening around us at this point of time. And bravo, all the poets. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks for this
Yes.
lovely evening, Igor. Thank you.
Yes, I was really thrilled that I was hearing all these different voices, different languages, and sometimes I feel that I understand the poem even if I don't hear the English translation. You know,
You are
the
right.
poem on the language speak for itself, and I'm really happy to hear and to know that, because before I wanted to hear the translation also, but now I'm feeling that I don't need translation anymore. I can feel the poem on its original language, and I really want to thank Aida for her music. I'm really
she was so good.
happy to
so
hear that in
much.
live. Yes,
And
it
you
was.
know, this particular session is in a way a reunion with few poets. And Auntie, we were in touch. We were on phone. I had never seen her, and her poems. I could listen to her. I could talk to her. I mean, Auntie, are you around? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, it's great to
It's
see you
great,
here, to
great
meet
to
you.
see you. I know.
Like
We have been,
case.
we have been talking on phone and we have been discussing, and I mean, it's so. See, let me just invite all of you. I run an event called Kavya Sanjay, very good. Igor and Marshall were there. I invite all of you to come, read your poems, and also, you know, come and look at it. Our next edition is on Friday. It is focused on the queer poetry from all over the world.
Yes, and I want to invite you, all of you, when you come to Italy after all this nightmare is finished, to come to Milan and participate in our poetry events that we organize in this city. So it would be wonderful to have you all around. Okay.
I have been with many of you out in the world, and I am now in your homes, which I love the best. My regret is that I cannot smell your cooking, nor taste your cooking.
You know, Craig, I'm a very good cook.
I think we all are. In
South Indian cooking. India has diverse cooking food.
Well, I just I want to thank all of you. You're right about this, Igor. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I understand everything.
Yes.
And that's what it comes down to, that being able to read tones of voices, the undertones, and spirit. Ante, I live most of the year in Soncino, and Juan does too, which is just a little east of Milano. And I will see you there.